Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back. Good to see Laurie back. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks, Laurie. Um,
Thanks.
Return of the Queen.
Thank you. You made my day.
So it's good to see you. So brilliant. Okay, so a couple of questions. Just got into a half high rocks. Gonna absolutely smash the bejesus out of that now. Um, so so what I'm gonna do is I just have a couple of questions to answer, and then what I want to do is getting close to the marathon. So I've done some really good talks in the past on um on the marathon. So I'm just gonna like give links to those, show you where they are, and I'm just gonna I put into like try to use ChatGPT, but it was too much on the transcript, so I just put it into Gemini and to get like to summarize the two talks we did, and I'll just go through them and see how we're doing. I've actually a big kind of pitch for the back of wear belt tomorrow, so to be fair, this is like lastminute.com and this will be short and sweet as well because I gotta get back to pitching. I have it down. It's a 15-minute pitch and I have it into like it's between 15:30 and 14:30, depending on how fast I talk through stuff, or you know me, if I just go on a random tangent in a presentation for no reason. So, depending on how it goes. Okay, so let me answer these questions first. Also, the guy who cuts my hair normally wasn't around. I had to get another guy, and he freaking butchered it. It's like not a great cut at all. So confidence is down for tomorrow, which is not great. But going to get this shirt ironed and stuff. So hopefully that'll make up for it. Okay. Q&A, what would your marathon race day strategy be? Would you do 10, 10, and 10 be advisable, or should you stick with the pacer? Just what I want to get under the 4 hours. So should I stick with the pacer until the last 10K and push if then it's possible? Yeah, okay. So what the 10, 10, and 10 is breaking up the race into 10 miles, and then 10K because it's a 26-mile race. Um, and basically the first 10 miles, it's a good strategy to do because you want to be a little bit more conservative. On that strategy, it would be a little bit like conservative at the start because the adrenaline's going. So people have a tendency to go too fast. So you want to be like a bit relaxed. And then in the second 10, start to hit into your marathon pace. And then the last 10K, last 6 miles, like 6 miles in a race is still going to take, here it's like you're talking 40, 50 minutes. Um, between 30, like it's between what 35 and 50 minutes basically for a lot of people. So you can do a lot of damage in that time, both good and bad. So yeah, I would do that. If I was going for 4 hours, I did this when I was breaking 30 minutes for 10K. I just ran at so I probably could have run faster, but and like 2K left, I was like, God, we're bang on this time. And I was like just a couple of seconds ahead. And then 2K left, the guy's like, let's push it on. And I was like, not a chance. Because I was like, the only thing that can happen here. So, best case, I'll run, say, 29:30. But worst case, I'll blow up and I'll run 30:15 or something. I'll be freaked. So I was like, I'm just going to stay there. And I did that to the last K. And then I knew I was like, okay, I'm good. So I'd be the same. If you're trying to break 4 hours, you won't really care if you run 3:58 or 3:55, but you will kind of care if you ran 4:02, 4:03. So I think it's the best. I would stick with the 4 hour pacer, but I'd still do the 10, 10, and 10. What I would do is just even for yourself, when it goes through, right? Everybody's going to be like right on that pacer because they want to be right on the pace. For the first 10 miles, don't, if you can see the pacer, like, just a little bit up the road, that's absolutely fine. Just get into like more of a comfortable rhythm. Don't be um don't be having to like be on the pacer. The other thing as well is with that pacer is remember you'll have ups and downs in the race. What I mean literal ups and downs, like hills. So sometimes again, people can be a bit too um like this is the pace I need to hit. If you're on a downhill, you'll go faster. Don't be worried about that. And then it can the opposite. If you're on the uphill, it'll be slower for those like things. So sometimes when people are on the pace, it's like it doesn't level out that way. Just try stay very relaxed. Be a little bit more conservative for the first 10, then start like kind of cranking in on the last 10. And then yeah, 6 miles is a long time. If you're feeling good, you'll be able to really pick it up. Um, Yeah, so that's what I would do. Yeah, I would stay on the pacer, but not like have to be like right beside him. If I can just see him or see her just up ahead to give myself that kind of bit. And then I wouldn't be worried if I go past him a little bit if it's downhill. I wouldn't force it, but I wouldn't be worried if I go past him on a downhill and then they go past me again on an uphill. Like that's more, that's better on the effort wise. Sometimes I find people are nearly slowing themselves down on the downhill and then working too hard on the uphill. So keep the rhythm of it as opposed to like having to be exactly on this pace the whole way. Hopefully that answers that. That makes sense. What are you saying there? What are you getting from that? Jan, she's trying the trial actually, so it'd be good to see what she thought. Do you do racing, Jan? Ari? Oh yeah, you with Jan?
No, I don't.
What do you do? Just Pilates or what you normally do?
I'm actually a rollerblader.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I've never had one of those.
Oh, there you go. I'm actually, I'll have to admit, I'm not a Pilates fan at all. My sister is a physio and Pilates instructor, but she, yeah, that's our big kind of bugbear at the Christmas dinner. I'd be more yoga, so I'm going to go in with an open mind and give the Pilates. I like going to the kind of doing boot campy type things and some weights and
yeah, it's good to try. Like.
Yeah, a bit of trail running, but I wouldn't be a runner or a racer. My whole family are, but I'm the black sheep. I believe in the bus, not marathons. To be totally honest.
No, that's good. Like, and I think the variation is actually really good. And obviously, like, there's less impact with roller skating, but you're still getting a good, like, good workout. So it's good.
20, 30K. Yeah, like there are rollerblade marathons over in Berlin, which I'm tempted, but they all have the really big, the three-wheel, the really fast skates, and I don't think my husband is going to let me go.
Go nuts on it yet.
Yeah, because I'd be a speed demon, so I would end up just killing myself. So
yeah, going like you'd be like instead of going so longer, I can just go faster this time.
Faster, yeah. So I live in Wicklow, like where it's really hilly, and my route is like pretty much all uphill, so it's really hard work.
Loving the grind, quads of steel. Yeah. Well, check it out. So anyway, if we were doing a race, let's see just think of that 10, 10, 10, especially if you have the marathon, but that applies to any race that you're doing. A lot of times when the adrenaline is going, people are working too hard at the start and then dying at the end. There's always, if you're feeling good halfway through, it's always easier to pick it up. You know, like you'll make more time back then. And that's especially true if you're not sure of the time that you're going to run. Okay, I have a history of upper hamstring tendinopathy in the hamstring. I'm a high mileage marathon runner. Still tend to have tight hamstrings. Okay, so if you do, I'll just, what do I have open here? Let me just, sorry, I'm just going to open a new tab. New window, and then I'll just press share.
And Owen, at the end of that answer, I've got a question related to it, if I could ask when you're done.
Yeah, do you want to ask it now and I'll just be thinking about it?
Sure. I mean, basically, I kind of screwed my upper hamstring again about 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah, someone else did the same.
Yeah, it's taking a longer time than usual to feel better. And I guess part of it, as you know, I've been having to look after my dad, which has been quite stressful. So I've been doing some bike riding. I've been doing run walk to try to get back to running, but it still feels kind of sore and a bit jammed up. And I'm trying to debate prioritizing my time. Like I like the outdoor stuff because it gives me a break. But when it comes to like doing the strength work or the ball releases, is there one that you would prioritize more or the other if I'm having a tough time finding time to do both?
Do you know what? I probably, in your scenario there, Laurie, I probably would do the ball releases just because it's way more passive. Like you can be watching a show, you can just bring it up to bed and be sitting or reading your book with it underneath. We always talk about it's like very hard to burn the candle at both ends. So what you want to do is like you have to recognize sometimes if you got like a lot more life stress, then try take stuff off the back end. So yeah, for you there, I would, like I know you do your strength training anyway, so then I would be just doing the ball and trying to ease back on, like, because the last thing you want is like, you're traveling and you're, say, looking after your dad that you want, then you're coming home and you're like, you're not dreading like, okay, I got to get into the rehab. Or at least if it's like, okay, I'll just release off the ball, I can really bring it on the drive and put it under me when I'm like driving,
I've been living with him.
Okay, yeah, sorry, yes, that takes the
It's even
drive out
more
of it now.
stressful.
Yeah. So yeah, but like that, if you are under pressure, I think just use the ball. You know, it's just different times in life we have to like we have different stresses and strains. So I just don't think it's not a time then to be like, oh, I'm going to go super aggressive with like a lot of rehab and a lot of other things. We can actually you know, use this time just to release that off, kind of maintain it, and then get back into it.
Okay.
And sometimes, especially when you're doing a lot of rehab, with that stress, like I think it's doing less might allow you then when you have time to come back to it, like, you know, gives it like kind of renewed focus, you know, you're kind of new to it again. You know, if you get kind of, it can get a little bit samey.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, because like I went to a physio out there and they gave me, it's only 15 minutes long, the routine, but twice a day. And I'm like, you know,
Yeah,
I
that's
do
a
it,
lot twice a
I
day.
do it once. But I rarely get to the second one, and sometimes I don't even get to the first one, and partly because it's boring. And so I'm sort of
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah, even like that, the 15, I just do 30 minutes if you're going to do it. And then like
yeah,
every third day or fourth day, I wouldn't be.
yeah, okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Sometimes I honestly feel when some physios give like 15 minutes, like 2 or 3 times a day, like they nearly want you not to do it so they can say, well, look, you didn't do your exercises.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that could be.
I do that when I have a bad one. I just like, just go outside, do it in the rain, in your underwear. And then if they didn't do it, it's like, look, you didn't follow the plan. So sorry, yeah. So if you just have hamstring in general, and I have another question on that high hamstring, it's an absolute devil to get rid of this one. So we have 10-minute rehabs there. What Laurie is talking about is this video. Hold on line. Okay, so you just take like a massage ball, you're just releasing around. That's where the hamstring attaches just on that fibular head. So we're just releasing around there just to get that moving. Sometimes I know it's at the bottom part, and then move forward. And then we're just like rolling the ball and I'm sitting on it. So that's what I mean. We could just do that watching TV or whatever else. And we're finding a sore spot and then I'm kind of just sitting on it. Okay. Then we have these 10-minute videos that hit different elements of the hamstring. So when it's that high hamstring, we're just going to work on the actual hamstring strength itself. That gets that one. And then secondly, because the hamstring attaches onto the pelvis, we want to work on that pelvic control. Okay, so getting that pelvis, holding that in a better position. And then we can do the other one I don't have a video of, Anita, is a seated hamstring curl then as well. So either on a machine or have the bands connected, say on your foot, and you're pulling in and then slowly coming back out. That can catch that quite nicely. This rehab too is all about kind of getting that pelvis moving a little bit freer. You see, it's just kind of trying to get the pelvis moving because, again, just as that high hamstring. And then these are all just 10 minutes. So you might do these like every second day if you wanted, or you could just throw them together once a week. I need to redo this video. That's the old school thing. That plant died an absolute death. Every week it was just kind of... Were you around for the plant days, Laurie?
I think I might have been. Like I remember some of these ones.
Yeah. Yeah. I had grand plans. I was like, I'll have this nice background. And honest to God, I was like, you know, you just start like, you don't know if you're overwatering or underwatering it. So like anything you're doing, it was just every week, it was just losing more leaves. So I was like, look, I'm just getting the wallpaper and that'll do. Again, so this is working that hamstring into the single leg deadlift. Has again a little bit of the core stuff, but then more into the hamstring. That was the old school interface. Okay, so and then another person said that they had a high hamstring. They've done some of these videos. They're doing Pilates, but would the gym work? And I think it would. Oh, hi, Una. Good to see you.
Hi, Owen.
How are you getting on?
Oh, the very best. Getting there. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a video that I'm going to be sending out to you. It's just gone to the editor, but he's been ridiculously slow at the moment. I have 4 videos to go out, so I'll get back onto him now because I have 2 videos. One just the exercise we talked about, and then one for kind of like week 6. So that's coming. But just we'll go back to plans. How do I go back to plans here? Okay, so we'll go back to plans. Just do the gym. I think he's like, should I do the gym? Yeah, we have home gyms there. And I think working on some of these might be nice. I might just change up the stimulus and see how the hamstring attaches. So they had kind of hurt the hamstring doing doing some speed work. I would start with these kind of running gyms, not the sprinter ones. So there's running gym 1, should be another running gym. Running gym 2, running gym 3. They're like easier gyms with the weights, and 4. Okay, so they're the ones I would start with if you're new to the gym. See how the hamstring reacts to those, and then we can go to some of the other ones. Okay, so I'd start with the running gyms, stay away from the sprinter set ones, and yeah, might just go from there. Okay, good. All right, so I think that was all the questions I had. It is. All right. So then what I wanted to do was I looked over 2 things on the hamstring. Sorry, does anyone have any other? Oh, someone might have added something in the chat. I'll just stop sharing for 1 second. Oh, there's a few years, yeah. Proximal hamstring tendinopathy is just like rampant at the moment. Newly diagnosed. Okay, yeah, so look over those 10-minute videos, Jan, and then that massage ball to release off the hamstring can help as well. There's a hip mobility one as well that can kind of help. Just get the kind of key things you want to do is get the pelvis moving, then the core will help with the pelvic control, and then start working on the hamstring. So there's just a couple of little things to do. Look at that. Don't know if you can see that. There's an old floating thumb. John bringing the bit of razzmatazz to the call. Nice. All right. Look at that, Laurie. We're getting claps. It's all kicking off in the chat.
Don't expect this from me.
I know. It's like a Mexican wave. You and James are letting the side down. All right. So, okay. So what I did, right, is I have 2 podcasts. If you type in Owen Everard Better Running, James Ledingham, Marathon Prep, it comes up. And the first ever episode, if this is for people who are listening back to this doing the marathon, my first ever episode with Evan Lynch. So if you Owen Everard Better Running, Evan Lynch, it's episode 1. If you're doing a marathon, those 2 are like essential listens. So rather than this, I was just going to just post them up, but I said I come on. So what I did was I just got the transcripts, banged them into, I tried ChatGPT, it was too long. So then as I put it into Gemini, and I said summarize these. So I'm just going to go over some of the things that summarized. I actually haven't had a chance to listen. So you want to start your tape. Look, it depends on the taper for 3 weeks or 2 weeks. You don't want to start your taper super early. If it's someone who's building up, I'll generally start to taper only 2 weeks out. If it's someone who's more used to it, we can start to taper 3 weeks out. A 3-week taper out, we can look at like 15 miles. Well, we're past that now anyway. So what we're looking at is when we're tapering is keep the intensity up but significantly cut the volume. I'm trying to remember what we said. Okay, one thing, when you're going into the taper, a lot of times people can overdo a taper, especially for a marathon. They go for 3 weeks out and they're like, the brakes are absolutely like rocked on, you know? Whereas like say this weekend, we're going to be a week out. I'll still have the guys do 12 miles. It's half the distance, you know? So it's like 12 miles or 90 minutes. Yeah, so I wouldn't do 15 miles, but like 12 miles or 90 minutes to 100 minutes. Then we also want to have a couple of workouts in there. So again, some people are going back to like 45-minute runs, loads of days off. You want to cut back your runs a little bit. The long run will be cut back. It's cutting back from like, say, maybe 18 or 20 miles down to 12. But we'll still keep in a lighter workout just to kind of keep the body ticking over. 1 week out, the long run should be no more than, say, 70 or 80 minutes with a few pickups. And then race week, the last quality should be on Monday or Tuesday. This can be a steady state run at marathon pace. So let me show you one. So like this would be an example. So he'll do like 12 miles here. Then like 60-minute run. I can do 60-minute run. Then we have just a pre-race fartlek. So it might be 2 by 6 minutes at target marathon pace, 90 seconds recovery, and 4 by 5 seconds at like just a relaxed kind of stride effort. And that's our last kind of hard session. Then we'll do, well, I actually move that. See, it's on Sunday, so you kind of get away with it. Easy run on the, sorry, that's the Tuesday. Easy run on the Wednesday. Just 40 minutes on Thursday. Rest day here. Then 30 minutes and strides. Okay, so we have our last kind of session on the Tuesday. That's a relatively easy session. Our last long run is on the Saturday, so that's kind of 8 days out. And then we're going 60 minutes out, and then we have the race. That is how I do it. Okay, so let me go back to this then. Okay, so also we call it like taper tantrums. When people are getting ready for a race, like your body's getting ready for like a big effort. So it's naturally going to feel everything. So what I mean by that is like taper madness essentially is normal. Like you won't feel good because your body, I always think about it, it's like my body's conserving energy for this day. So it's like it wants me, so it's going to feel tired coming up to that because it doesn't want me expending any energy. You're going to be hyper vigilant of how you're feeling. You're going to feel stiff. You're going to feel sore. You're going to feel every niggle out. So don't worry about it. Just like go into the race. Know like you're like every other race, every other racer. We used to have a saying, right? We used to be laughing that like, and this is honest to God true, where you might cool down and you'd be like, say if the race didn't go well, and you'd be like, I knew that race wasn't going well. I felt too good beforehand. Like I've literally said that and I've heard that off people because the more common way is like, now I felt great and ran great, but I've also felt great and ran crap. And most times you're feeling crap and then you just run good. Sometimes you feel crap and you run crap. It's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. Yeah, so don't worry if you're feeling crap. All the sleep, 2 nights out, 1 night out, you can sleep like crap. It doesn't matter. I've again, when you've raced as much as I've had over the years, you sleep great, you've run great. I've slept great, I've run crap. I've slept crap and I've run great, and I've slept crap and ran crap. It doesn't matter. The sleep is for normal recovery, and all these guys like these sleep experts, like they're selling. That's their gig, you know. Like so, it's like good sleep is needed for the recovery process during it. So like the only thing you need to think about good sleep is going to bed early during training time, trying to get naps. But like the week of it, just go to your normal bedtime. Don't try to do anything different. Don't be worried if you're tossing and turning. It's just natural. Like it's not a big deal. The day before, avoid spending the entire day lounging around in the hotel, especially if you're traveling up. Get up, have your pre-race breakfast, and do about a 20 to 30 minute shake. See, this is the thing with AI. We definitely didn't say that. Like the race starts at 9 o'clock. Like there's no way you're getting a 20 to 30 minute shakeout. What time are you getting up at? A nap should be limited to 30. Oh, sorry, the day before. Yeah, I'm probably sorry. It's getting better. Yeah, the day before I have it down for a 30-minute run and just some light strides. Yeah, you're not like doing a lot, but again, you just don't want to be resting around the whole time. So it's just getting a balance. Like, you know, you might go for a little run in the morning, like 20 or 30 minutes, as it says. Sorry, I thought that was on the day. And then a few strides, try getting maybe a nap, eat well. We'll come back to that. And then, you know, don't be walking around everywhere, but just have your normal day, you know, as long as you're not like chasing after people. Okay, then fueling and hydration. Carb loading should be done moderately. If you're doing carb loading, one thing that Evan would have talked about is, and I wish this had kind of done it, is like cereals is good, like cornflakes, Rice Krispies are really good. So you're getting easy carbs to digest. So just having like Rice Krispies and stuff like that. So having cereals is good. Don't be going nuts on this now. Do you know, like I know really, really, really good runners who don't really overly concern themselves with carb loading. Like lads doing 2 hours 15 in the marathon, not that overly worried about this. But yeah, we have people doing 4 hours talking about, can I get any more pasta into my body? It's like, chill out. Like it's not needed. And most likely you're going to cause yourself an upset stomach. So what you could do is a few days beforehand, start having a bit more like bowls of cereal, like stuff, light stuff, like Rice Krispies and stuff to load up. I would not be overloading on carbs. Like, it's not going to be that big an issue. If you run good, it's not because you got the carb loading correct. And if you run crap, you could run crap because you did try, you were fat as a fool coming into the race, So just like eat what you normally eat. In the day, you can target 60 to 90 grams. Now, you want to have practiced that. Otherwise, just go for 60 grams per hour. So most gels contain about 20 grams of carbs. Therefore, you're aiming for 2 to 3 gels per hour. Beforehand, it used to be like you just take one gel every gel or water every 30 minutes. So you're taking a gel every 30 minutes. It's always cyclists who start with this. They then started to find out that because they used to think that the body can only digest 60 grams of carbs in an hour. But then the cyclists were like, yeah, what if we just absolutely eat the crap out of it? And they found the body adjusts. So they can take 90 grams. And a lot of the cyclists are cycling as good times as lads when they were at the pure EPO era when nothing was getting tested. Even though, and they think it's a lot cleaner now. And they're putting a lot of it down to the fueling now is so much better. Okay, so practice with your product. Never try new food, gear, fuel on a race day. So yeah, we always talk that the body takes about 14, 17 exposures. So whatever gels you're used to, stick with those. Same with your runners. If you're going to wear a new pair of running shoes, or runners as we call them here in Ireland, just make sure be wearing them during the week this week. If they're new, break them in. And if you haven't broken them in, then don't be breaking them on in the day of the race. The gastro issues, the Morton ones are less sweet, but again, just whatever ones you're used to. Otherwise, if you haven't, you could try Jelly Babies or fig rolls. Don't be aware they only contain one type of sugar, which can be harder to absorb than a blended gel. But again, it's just something to get some stuff into you. And then late in the race, if you're getting sick of the gels, you can do what's called carb rinsing. So say with 5K left or your last gel, you're actually not going to digest that. The actual energy in the stomach's not going to go anywhere. So what you can do is just they'll put it into their mouth, swish it around, and you can spit it out. And what they do that is because the receptors in your mouth get the feeling that, okay, energy is coming, so I can use up the energy I have now. It would hold it back. It's that central governor theory. It's it hold back stuff because it's here, we need more energy. But if it feels it in the mouth, I don't know if you've ever had it where you're you don't need to go for a pee, say, and then you drink water and then you go for a pee. That's essentially the same. You haven't used that new water yet. It's not even in your system, but it's enough for your body to kind of go, oh yeah, there's more water coming. I can get rid of this water now. It's the same. If it feels like there's more carbs coming, I can use the carbs now. So you can spit it out, and you'll be finished the race before your body realizes. Okay, pre-race meals, light white proteins like chicken or fish. If you're traveling, I wouldn't obviously that on the day. That would be the day before. You can have your porridge. Let me see. Question. Brilliant, John. Thanks a million. Perfect. See you soon. Then you're going to have your just normal drinking habits and just drinking your normal kind of water. Taper then. Yeah, we got that. Taper madness. It's all the same. Okay, that was basically brought up, right? So that was their two. That's just more to talk through. They're two key ones. I'll put those in the description. But James Lettingham, really, really good coach here in Kilkenny, like excellent, giving good advice on like we talk about that strategy, just basing in what to do on the day, go through all the kind of key stuff. And then secondly, Evan Lynch, really good nutritionist, sports nutritionist, to talk about some good stuff on general sports nutrition as well, but mainly on the marathon. I kept him on it. So we'll put 2 links to that. And I'm going to head off now because I have to get this shirt ironed for tomorrow. Do you have any questions, Sorry?
Well, no, I just wanted to say good luck with your pitch.
Thanks so much. Yeah. I know, look, I practiced a lot, so it should go all right. Brilliant. All right, guys, thanks so much.
All
Great
the
seeing
best.
you all.
Bye-bye, Owen.
Thanks
Thanks very
Ian.
much.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye.